Tonight, one day after the funeral for Pope Francis, the conclave, or College of Catholic Church Cardinals, is preparing to find his successor. The Pope is now entombed in the eternal resting place at St. Mary Major Church in Rome. The Cardinals visiting the tomb one by one, praying for Francis and for help from God in choosing who will replace him.
Pope Francis bringing people together from Cleveland to Cincinnati to Columbus.
Well, that is Father Eric Garris, the vocational director for the Diocese of Cleveland, who was overseas and in attendance with other Catholic Church members from Ohio for the Pope's funeral. And as it turns out, Father Garris just happened to be working in Italy during the Easter weekend when news of the Pope's death was first announced.
I was in St. Peter's Basilica when I found out that he had passed away.
On Easter Monday, Father Eric Garris of the Diocese of Cleveland found himself at the epicenter of history as word spread of Pope Francis's death.
I had gotten a text from one of the Cleveland priests who was here, who was heading back home, and it just said, R.I.P. Pope Francis.
Shock quickly turned to purpose as Father Garris paused to pray for the pontiff's soul before making his way to St. Peter's Square, where mourners were already beginning to gather.
I am quite kind of familiar with the layout of St. Peter's. I studied in Rome when I was in college for a semester at John Carroll, and I would go to Mass every day there. I immediately ran down to there, and I prayed for the repose of the soul of Peter's successor, Francis.
For a priest who has devoted his life to the church, standing among the thousands at the papal funeral was both overwhelming and profoundly moving, both rich in ancient tradition, yet accessible enough to touch all who came to pay their respects, from world dignitaries to everyday faithful.
I'm a kid from Wycliffe, and here I am in the middle of St. Peter's Square at a large world event. While the Pope is and was the vicar of Christ and the successor of the apostles, he was also a man who sought to bring people together. We were all there together today, and part of that was Northeast Ohio in all of its beauty was present at the liturgy as there were individuals from our area there.
Although he never personally met Pope Francis, Father Garris was able to capture some of the final public images of the Pope, who appeared content and at peace inside the Pope-mobile during Easter Sunday celebrations. And now, as cardinals prepare the conclave that will elect the church's next leader, Father Garris carries with him indelible memories of a pivotal chapter in church history.
I was very humbled to be here, and I very deliberately brought with me the prayers of the Northeast Ohio community and those within, the area. As much as I was present there, I brought with me you, and you were present in your prayers and your support for the Holy Father.
Well, on a much, much lighter note, Father Garris tells us that before the Pope's funeral yesterday, he did have some time to check on the news back home, specifically who the Browns picked in the draft. The father will now be headed home to Cleveland on Monday.